Hey everyone, welcome to JoJo's World.
Good afternoon.
Good morrow to ye, traveller. Sit down by the fire and sup upon my spectacular soup.
Sup. This soup certainly does taste poisonous, but I trust you're not poisoning me, are you, weird old man?
Well, the poison is within the eye of the beholder. Squirt.
Wait, wait, what are you doing?
Nick,
Yeah.
it's JoJo's World.
That's us.
A JoJo's Bizarre Adventure recap and discussion podcast.
What do we do?
Why? Well, Nick, today I thought we'd change things up a bit. And we're going to talk about episodes 33 and 34 of Legend of the Galactic Heroes.
You're fucking crazy.
Which we've never talked about before.
Oh. Wait, what have we been doing for the last...
Well, we've never talked about these two episodes before.
Oh, I see what you're... Okay,
Change of pace.
Yeah. We've been talking about the other 36 or so episodes before this.
You just don't even listen to things I say, do you?
No, never.
Nick.
Yeah.
I'm Liam S. Smith, one of your co-hosts.
And I'm Nick Valentine, the other one of the co-hosts.
The listeners.
What about them?
They got at me to let me know about the JoJo Hirohiko Araki news.
Ooh. Is this the thing that last time you were like, I totally know what's going on, I just checked.
Exact opposite of what I said, but yes.
And now they're like, actually, you've completely missed what we were going to talk about. But now you know.
Two people got back to me. Mm-hmm. Zach said this was probably the news that patron meant. And of course, the patron who got in touch, the Father Sparks, shared two bits of info. Anyway, so Zach provided a link that I'm about to refer to for more detail.
Yep.
But the Father Sparks has said, anyway, the bit of news I thought Nick should know about is the JoJo Day April 12th event, since it'll probably be Steel Ball Run.
Oh.
The Father Sparks has also let us know that Ichiro got into the Baseball Hall of Fame today. That was 3 days ago.
Sure.
Of course, we all know Ichiro by having his charity shoes stolen, causing Versus's dark descent in JoJo's Bizarre Adventure Part 6, Stone Ocean.
Wait.
Do you remember Versus? Donatello Versus.
The name does ring a bell.
I think he was the third of the Dio's sons, and as a kid, some athletic shoes fell out of the sky, and he was like, sweet, free shoes. And then they were charity shoes from the baseballer Ichiro, and he went to prison, and his whole life sucked.
Yes, I do remember this.
No, you don't.
No, not really. I mean, I vaguely remember it, but not like
Welcome to the Baseball Hall of Fame, Ichigo Kurosaki from Bleach.
Oh, man.
The JoJo Day event, Nick.
Yes.
April 12th. In Tokyo, Japan.
Oh, why couldn't it be here?
Look, it's probably a marketing event. Best case scenario, we'll get a Steel Ball Run announcement.
Come on, JoJo,
Worst case scenario, we'll get like a gacha crossover event.
Oh, a Genshin Impact. Hey, guess who's in now?
No, sub-Genshin Impact.
Like fucking...
Morb Star Heroes.
Hey, guess what, guys? In the new unreleased MOBA that we're releasing, you too can play as... Joba?
The JoJo's Bizarre Adventure Online Battle Arena.
Hang on, I'm just thinking about this now. Would it be you play as everyone from each part of JoJo's? Or would it be random JoJo's inspired entities?
Well, I wouldn't be interested in that. If they gave us a Ryuga Gotoko Studios Part 4 game, I would shoot myself in the head.
Okay. What if I made that game?
Well, it wouldn't be the same, would it?
Wow.
You just don't have the chops.
Wow. No fucking confidence in my ability to make a high quality product with no time on my hands.
Frankly, no.
Damn.
Nick, shut up.
All right.
I want to share with you some Hirohiko Araki news. As I said, I would share with you.
Minutes ago.
Last week.
Yes.
Last fortnight.
Yeah.
I got 3 things.
Hit me with them.
Hirohiko Araki recently did some limited time can art designs for the Yebisu, that brand of beer, a sub-brand of Sapporo, I think.
Ooh!
As you can see, he's drawn a woman in a red kimono, reclining languidly next to some beers.
This is not a JoJo's reference, this is just adjacent.
And a woman in a white kimono, reclining even less languidly.
Yeah, but they both have Yebisu in a bottle behind them.
Premium.
Ah.
That's that. Good on him.
Nice.
Hirohiko Araki has also recently recommended Love, Revenge and Such by Michiki Hiroi from JoJoNews.com. The summary of that series is, one day, Kaide Koshiba's morning began with an unsettling sense of discomfort as his family and high school classmates mentioned events he had no memory of. Kaide realized that his body was swapping every other day with a girl he had never met, Yuka Tsutsumi. Just as he and Yuka decided to work together to solve this mysterious phenomenon, Kaide's everyday life took a sudden and drastic turn. Would you like to know what Hirohiko Araki had to say about it?
Wait, how many words does he use to describe it?
I can't give that away to you.
Okay, alright, go on.
Do you not want to guess?
Has he described it as a very bizarre adventure?
Pretty much. He said, "This body swapping story is incredibly interesting." That's news, apparently.
Oh! Why is it that Araki can say anything and I immediately am like, I'm enthralled? Like, it doesn't even matter how dumb it could be a single sentence like that, and I'm like, I'm so in. I'm so in. What is wrong with my brain? But now I need to read it.
Finally, I have for you...
Also, isn't that the plot of Your Name?
Don't know what that is.
Okay.
I have for you a statement from Hirohiko Araki from Hirohiko Araki's New Manga Techniques, November 15, 2024.
Oh.
The statement is titled, Today's World of Con Artists.
With air quotes around con artists. Okay.
Speaking of societal evils.
With big air quotes, yep.
This was, by the way, posted and translated by the JoJo_wiki Twitter account.
Of course, of course.
Speaking of societal evils, I think that as AI continues to spread throughout society, we're going to see an increasingly shady world filled with scammers exploiting it. Recently, I came across a drawing and thought, this is something I drew, right? I was shocked to find out it was actually created by AI. When I draw manga, I add subtle personal elements that make the work uniquely mine. But this AI-generated piece even mimicked details like the way I draw eyelashes, so precisely that it was impossible to tell it apart from my own work.
Ooh.
If it were based on recent drawings, I'd know right away, no, I didn't draw this. On the other hand, I honestly wouldn't be able to tell the difference if it were done with my art from about 10 years ago, when my memory of it would be a little hazy. The more AI advances, the more this kind of thing will happen.
Quote unquote, a little hazy.
What?
Araki can't remember when he's writing a manga in the same part, let alone
Sure,
from
he
10
can.
years ago.
It's an entirely consistent story with no holes.
Yeah, right.
Art reflects the times, and manga is one example of that. Seeing this world of con artists appear in manga could very well mean that we're heading for a future world dominated by fraudsters. This type of evil in today's age will undoubtedly end up impacting manga down the line.
How can Araki be so based?
He's just a good guy from what we've been able to glean of him.
Just a perfect lad who ding-dong dashes and antagonizes his wife with pranks.
I forgot about the ding-dong dashing. And of course, he loves a plastic glow-in-the-dark skeleton.
Oh, loves a glow-in-the-dark
Resident
skeleton.
Evil 2 on PlayStation 4.
What a toy.
Copyright infringement by AI is also a villain that we manga artists must face. The extreme scenario is that AI-generated fakes might start being accepted as the real thing. And even if we try to protect our work, these counterfeits are becoming so accurate and sophisticated that it's no longer a fight an individual can win. Having some kind of laws would probably be the only way to regulate this. However, because we're dealing with a world of con artists, there's also a very real possibility that laws favouring them will appear before we know it. Personally, I entrust my copyright management to Shueisha, but some manga artists are lax in managing their copyrights, leading to others using their artwork without permission or even leaking original drawings. When I see that, I worry they might face serious trouble down the line if they don't take it more seriously.
It's a lot to think about, you know?
Some words of wisdom
Yeah.
from our friend and yours, Hirohiko Araki.
So, in so many words, he's basically saying, fucking AI, man.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
Your favourite sentimony.
Oh, my favorite sentiment of fuck AI. Like, absolutely, 100%. Oh, what a guy.
What a guy.
Just a real upstanding citizen.
Nick,
Yes.
Legend of the Galactic Heroes, Episode 33, Fortress vs. Fortress, and Episode 34, The Return.
Yeah, you're right. Gundam is cool.
Oh yeah, you got
and
some
that's-
bullshit for me.
Yeah, so...
I guess if I had to think of one of my favourite galactic heroes, it would be Char Aznable from Gundam.
Now, you mentioned Char Aznable, apparently. Which
You say apparently, because I had to remind you.
Yeah,
after you
I've
got
completely forgotten you
comment.
mentioning him. But apparently, our Patreon, who continues to message us about Gundam.
Patreon.com/JoJo's World.
Our patron who continues to message us about Gundam, which I fucking love, has basically sent us a little rundown of Char
As of course, Strike 3.
Strike 3, our boy. So apparently Char Aznable is the most referenced character in and out of Gundam, by which he means that they love making Char equivalent characters whenever they make a new series.
Okay, what do I know about Char equivalents?
Okay, because the next thing he says is there are 3 basic traits all Char copies have.
Okay, I can probably guess 2.
Okay.
Wears a mask.
Fuck yes, mask or helmet, yep.
Constantly betrays everyone.
Yes, so he apparently has chronic backstabbing disorder to the point where there's a meme of taking a clip of Char and Gundam Zeta saying, "I've never betrayed anyone in my life," and putting it next to some of his numerous betrayals.
I see. And I'm blank on the third.
Charisma.
Charisma, like Dio Brando.
Yeah, because Char, like charisma.
Car Aznable.
Yeah, Car Aznable. Car is
miserable.
miserable. Yeah,
I'm
miserable.
I'm miserable listening to this. Boom!
We got that.
These are the jokes, people.
Thank you, Strike 3, for your constant glut of knowledge.
Legend of the Galactic Heroes.
Yeah, it's definitely not Gundam. I'm winking right now.
Well, it's not. There's no mobile suits.
Wait, no, I'm just blinking.
I read the other day that the archetypical original Gundam, the mobile suit, is about the same size as a fighter jet if you stood it up.
Whoa, that's actually smaller than I would have thought. Yeah, because aren't there
Which
shots
makes it occupy an interesting space in space combat.
Yeah, in military tactical combat. But aren't there shots of like Gundam?
I mean, I'm sure it's varied from series to series, but that was the original.
Because I thought they were like
thing.
next to buildings, and you're like, oh damn, that's really tall.
Are you thinking of the Big O?
No,
because you don't know what that is.
I know what that is because it's the movie.
No,
it's the show, not about Elvis.
What?
There's a show, like an animated thing or a movie that you were talking about that stars like Elvis or something. Or they go and have to kill Elvis.
No.
So the Big O is a big mech show.
Yep.
Where they're in Vegas?
No.
They're in Japan?
No.
They're in space?
No.
They're on a
You're
planet?
not going to guess what they're in because it's revealed in the last episode.
Damn it.
Which we won't watch, so I am going to spoil. Spoilers for the Big O, a show none of you will ever watch if you haven't already.
Yeah, skip here on the screen if you don't want spoilers, everyone.
So, the whole thing with the Big O is that it's in a city where everyone has amnesia from like a period of, from an arbitrary point of time in the past.
Naturally.
And it's revealed in the last episode as reality is collapsing in, final of an anime style.
Okay.
That it's all just kind of a big TV set. Like a big Truman Show style light falls from the sky and like reality fades away into like a white soundstage.
Yeah. Huh.
And a character who had like angel wing scars on her back for the whole show, like ascends to the position of like the director of the show or something.
Interesting. So the whole thing is just a cyclical. Well, we got to keep the viewers happy. Oh, the whole thing is a perpetual thing, where it's like we got to keep the viewers happy. But yeah, okay. Maybe I should watch the Big O. It's
got Dorothy Wainwright in it, the most interesting robot maid you'll ever encounter.
Is it because they're not really a robot or a maid?
No, they're both of those things, but they're not treated like how you might expect a maid to be treated in anime at all.
Interesting. Okay. Are they treated like a military commander?
No, they're treated like a normal person, even though they're a robot.
Oh, I don't know how I feel about that.
Like, oh, sir, I've flipped over my dress while dusting the boudoir.
Yeah. Right,
That's
okay.
some anime bullshit, right?
Yeah. That's some real, like, ultra fantasy.
I believe her catchphrase is, "You're a louse, Roger Smith."
Interesting.
Dorothy Wainwright.
Yeah.
Legend of the Galactic Heroes.
Episodes 30-something and 30-something.
Well done. Fortress versus Fortress. This episode, no opening sequence. They had to cram it all in there. And you know it's going to be a good one when that happens.
Oh, and it was a good one.
And we open with a Death Star laser hitting Izalone Fortress and doing massive damage to the interior sector near the wall.
The liquid metal kind of...
The liquid metal is fine, it can reform, but some damage is done to the stuff inside it. And there's a few times throughout this episode where they exchange huge radar cannon, X-ray cannon volleys, and like superficial damage is done, but the fortress survives.
It's
cool.
Very fucking sick. But the whole time we're watching, like everyone's discussing, oh, well, that's a stupid thing to do. Why wouldn't you just do this instead? But they just shoot big lasers at each other.
Yeah. 4,000 people die in the opening second of this episode.
And it's like, well, we have to shoot back.
And we do.
We can't let them know that Yang isn't here, because if we did, they would know.
It's deterrence.
Yeah.
Shenkop is like, fire the main gun back. And Kazalnu's like, but if we just keep exchanging main gunfire, we'll both be destroyed. And he's like, exactly, make them hesitant, because our armor is bigger.
We have more power. We have more grace.
With the same power.
We have more fortress with a funny face.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Those clowns. Those Lanky Kong-like clowns.
They'll just keep firing their lasers with their elongated arms and stubby legs. The fools.
Great music this episode.
There's a lot of bangers in terms of the classics.
Banger, a lot of classics, a lot of bangers.
Yeah.
We are talking some Tchaikovsky Swan Lake.
Oh.
Beethoven Symphony No. 7.
Oh.
Haydn Symphony No. 88 and 97.
Oh.
And some Mahler.
Absolute bangers. Each one of them.
All pieces you would recognise, I think.
Yeah, if you were to put on Symphony number... Did you say Symphony number 5?
No.
There's Symphony number 88.
Yep, by Haydn.
If you put that on, you'd probably be like, oh, that one. Yeah, I know that one. But no one knows what the names of these things are anymore.
Nah.
There's no fucking way.
Nah.
But you've heard it in enough TV shows to be like, oh, yeah, there was that thing that they did.
Meanwhile, Yang is still on Hyacinth, being like, hey, can we get some ships and...
You know, go back to my job, please?
But the military council is like, no, you've got to do it by yourself.
And they're
because
like...
we can't send the first fleet with you, because otherwise who would defend Hyacinth?
Yeah. Now that the Artemis necklace has been destroyed, we need a fleet here to protect us.
And the man who's telling us this is, of course, named Walter Islands.
He's just some fucking moot
I
politician.
hope we never see him again.
Yep.
I hope he falls down the stairs and breaks his neck.
So callous, Liam. They basically scrounge together a new fleet of policemen?
They're like local militias and law enforcement ships from the other sectors they'll be passing through on the way back to Iserlohn.
One of which I fucking swear, has a leopard print on it.
Well, I didn't see that, but...
We'll find out in due time.
We won't, because I didn't get a photo of it.
Damn it. Or maybe it's tiger stripes. Something. I swear I saw one that was like, those are tiger stripes on that ship. What? But they eventually leave.
Yep. So Yang spends, I'd say, this episode and half of the next one just driving back.
Yep. Musing with Greenhill being all like, well, if I was there, this is what I would do.
Yeah, and then we spend the rest of the time with the commanders of both sides of the battle. Kazalnu and Mirai give us some exposition about how, they've reached that kind of stalemate and they're going to start doing some fleet combat, and everyone's just got to do line of sight communication because everyone is jamming everyone else's radio signals and things like that.
Yeah. So, based purely on sight, they're going to have to come in and just figure shit out.
Yep. Shenkop is sitting back in his chair, twirling a coffee mug in his hands like he's friggin' Doc Holliday in, Tombstone?
Sure. I'll believe it.
Like it's a revolver.
Yeah. Or like, what's the old-timey rifle with the... when you pull the trigger down?
I know what you mean, but I don't know. I'm not a gun guy. Yeah. Could it be like a Winchester?
Yeah, maybe. They got really famous in that one movie where he was on the horse and he's like, woo! And then he, probably...
listener, he's like, woo?
He's all like, woo! And then I assume he shoots and kills
Nick
him.
is doing an arm motion that I'm trying to prompt him to explain.
Like
he
if
will
you were...
never not do that.
Yeah, like if you were swirling a revolver, but it's a rifle instead. Imagine you've got like an M4 carbine... I don't know if an M4 is a carbine, but imagine you got an M4 carbine and you swish it around. You roll it on your finger, just this one, a full rifle just swirled on this one finger. Yeah.
Which finger's that?
Your middle finger on your right hand. Yeah. And then you come back and you're like, bam, now I'm holding it like a normal gun again for no discernible reason other than you want to look cool.
I'm your Huckleberry.
And I'm Finn. I'm sorry.
Shenkop is so excited that they're going to do small vehicle combat on the exterior surface of Iserlohn Fortress's liquid metal. Because he gets to saddle up his Rosenritter boys on little hover bikes in their stormtrooper armor and go and cut some men in half with axes.
And this is in like the first 5 minutes of the episode.
This is the opening salvo of the battle minus the main ship exchanges, main cannon exchanges.
Yeah, so basically everyone's on hover bikes in spacesuits.
In the two different flavours of stormtrooper armour, white with black glass faceplates and like a sort of grey-blue with red bug eyes.
And the bug eyes are very evil because they have big
they're the
masky...
Empire.
Yeah, they have big masky bits at the bottom.
And what, it just turns into like a character action game for a few scenes as Shenkop like jumps onto enemy ships and cuts them in half and jumps back to his own ship. At one point he gets like one axe slash on an enemy guy's neck, but that exposes him to the vacuum of space, so it's a lethal wound.
Yep, frozen immediately.
Yep. He's kicking butt and taking names, and then after he jumps onto a guy's ship and like effortlessly detonates it, the enemies are like, the Rosen Ritter, no, retreat!
So they all retreat immediately,
Yep.
and Shenkop's like, it was fun while it lasted.
Yep. And then one of the main sort of tension points of the conflict is exposited about, because the Rosen Ritter took some POWs in this, but they also took some losses, and they don't know if they were POWs or just dead in space, because when someone dies in space, it's often hard to get a body back.
So they just treat them like they're dead anyway.
Yeah. But if the enemy gets POWs, the Empire, they could learn that Yang isn't there. And then they're fucked.
Because if Yang isn't here, they can't defend themselves.
Yeah.
Like, they just know for a fact that they'll be like, Yang isn't there.
They'll have to use conventional strategies without Yang.
What a sad time. Just imagine, like, being an admiral and being like, oh, well, we haven't got Yang. We're going to have to actually fight ourselves.
Fuck.
Well, we've lost.
Better just shoot ourselves in the head now.
Ironically, this is probably the episode with the least amount of shooting yourself in the
first
head.
major military encounter in this where I don't think anyone's taken their own life.
This is crazy.
At least not on screen.
Yeah. Oh, true. True.
Yang is driving back and he exposits. He once again deduces the full state of galactic geopolitics. Like,
Just
Prince
like that.
Lowengram's a good guy. And, even though he's a dictator, he's doing a lot of good things for, the state of life for the common imperial citizen. But so we can coexist with his administration, theoretically.
Which Green Hill finds absolutely
What?
absurd.
Coexist with a dictatorship? And it's like, well, a dictatorship is a legitimate form of government in its own right.
It's not inherently evil.
Lowengram's a good guy, ostensibly, so...
But the problem
is that if the Empire was all of humanity, and then Lowengram's kids or his kids' kids or whatever are dickheads, then we're fucked.
you can't have a form of government rely on one person. That's crazy.
And it can't be the only government.
Exactly. You have to have some kind of balancing factor.
So for now, coexistence, he says, between the two states is a desirable outcome, because they could both do good things.
Exactly. You can have a dictatorship and a democracy, and both of them can do good with each other.
And by the way, I think this is Fazan's fault.
So
immediately deduces,
hey, isn't it weird that...
Oh, he does say that, Lebello was like, he told me that
Oh,
Fazan pressured them to do the inquiry.
Yeah. So he may not have figured it out, but he is now boldly exclaiming, okay, well, I reckon Fazan is definitely behind this.
Yeah. They're probably trying to make the Empire destroy the Alliance for their own benefit.
Yeah. Immediately deduces the entire plan. And then Green Hill is like, oh, that seems bad.
That's bad.
And then we keep moving on.
Yep.
So then we got Pop.
There's a bit of a Poplin scene, but it's not really that significant.
Yeah. He's like, yeah, Julian, you seem cool. And then we move on.
Kempf, the Imperial commander, orders Mueller, his young vice commander, he's like the youngest admiral in the Imperial Navy or whatever, we met him a few episodes ago,
The Immortal.
to go around behind Eyes Alone, outside of the firing range of its main gun currently,
Yep.
for the stratagem.
The strategy.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, I'm not going to do this blow by blow, but basically, they use their big engines that they've attached to Geiersberg Fortress to drive closer and closer to Eyes Alone.
Yep.
And there's a couple more main battery exchanges at this point.
Yep.
But the Eyes Alone ones are becoming increasingly ineffectual.
And they're like, what could possibly be happening? Are they losing power? Are they gaining power? What's
And they
going on?
realize what's happening is gravity.
So Eyes Alone's way bigger than Geiersberg.
Yeah.
Which means that by the mass of Eyes Alone, all the liquid metal is converging.
All the liquid metal on Geiersberg.
Yeah, it's converging towards Eyes Alone.
Hardening its armor.
But Eyes Alone's liquid metal isn't having exactly the same effect because it has more mass.
Yeah.
So it's not getting the same gravity feedback.
But it is creating on its far side a thinned point, which the enemy fleet is going to target.
And they realize this and go, oh shit.
Fuck.
Okay.
Our big fortress was our undoing. And long story short, Mueller blows a hole in the back of the fortress and is trying to send his
Valkyries
Valkyrie fighters to keep their fleet within Iserlohn, locking them down so that
air superiority.
yeah. But Poplin and his squadron that are all named after different spirits get out there and do some damage, and the fight's on.
Yep. So I think at this point in all this fighting, the guy who's currently replacing Yang,
Kazilnu.
Kazilnu. So Kazilnu's replacing Yang, and he goes, "Oh, we're really in a bind now." And then Merkatz is like, "Excuse me."
Hello, it's me, the traitor guy from the Empire. Can I have control of everything, please?
I just want to relieve you of command and become the head admiral. And Kazilnu just goes, "I love that."
What do you guys think? And Dusty's like, oh, I don't like it, but Yang would like it, so I'm on board.
What's the dude with the one name?
Mirai.
Mirai is just like, I trust him. I trust Merkatz.
Merkatz is cool.
And Merkatz immediately is like, all right.
Full surrender. No, not really.
All right, here's my plan. Give Lohengram everything he wants, because he seems like a pretty good guy within this dictate. So he basically goes, all right, here's my ploy. What we're going to do is we're going to move all the turrets over here, right? We're going to move all, because it's just liquid metal, so all the turrets are floating.
Yeah, they can free float within the dang thing.
Yep. But
can I just, before we get into Merkatz's plan,
oh yeah,
Yulian has a brief flashback
oh this,
where he's playing three-dimensional chess with Yang.
oh,
And he's like, hey, Kazilnu wants to marry you to his daughter, who's currently like...
18.
No, in 10 years she'll be 18. She's 8 years
Oh,
old.
oh no, oh god, oh god. Okay, that's fine.
Charlotte is like my little sister. Yes, but in 10 years when you're 26, Charlotte will be 18.
So Yulian is 16 right now.
Yep.
And will be married to this currently 8-year-old girl.
Yeah, really normal stuff. And Yulian brushes it off like, well, Yang, you're 31 and Lieutenant Frederica Greenhill is 24. Isn't that even better?
And Yang immediately is like,
And then another Yang scene where he's like, I don't think Lohengram will kill the 7-year-old Kaiser.
what a segue. Imagine watching like fucking Sex in the City where it's
Meanwhile, uptown, Samantha was having a little death of her own.
No, I was thinking like you just have whatever the fucking main character lady's name who does the monologue at the end of every episode. It's like New York is always
literally just blanked on her name, even though I named
Carrie?
her Carrie.
Carrie.
I named her. We've had this discussion two episodes ago.
Sex and the City comes up a lot in our podcast. Anyway, so Carrie would just be like talking with Mr. Big
For a show we've never watched.
that we have no idea what it's about.
Well, it's about sex.
And New York, which is
The city.
The city, of course.
The only one that matters.
Yeah. But it's like Carrie's there talking with Mr. Big, and it's like, well, you know, if we get married, you'll be this age and I'll be that age. Then cut to Mr. Big knifing a child and being like, this 7-year-old needs to die. Like, that's the equivalent I can think of in my head of this, like, hey, you know, this 8-year-old kid will be 18 one day. We need to kill that 7-year-old kid, but we can't because of political and moral reasons.
Yeah.
But if we did,
Then...
well, I mean, you know, Lohengram would fall from power. Things would be bad. But we wouldn't have to worry about that damn Kaiser anymore.
Hooray!
So, yeah, Yang is just like, well, he's not going to do it. But, you know, he's in a bit of a pickle.
I sure do wish Kirkheis were still here. He says that.
What, Yang does?
Yeah, he's
What?
like, I thought, you know, we met Kirkheis that one time, and
Yeah.
he seemed really nice. I thought maybe he could have been like an envoy of peace between our two states.
It's
But now
true.
he's dead. If
So
only
dead.
he were here.
Does-
Truly the best of us.
Does Yang know at this point Kirkheis is dead?
Yeah.
Okay, I couldn't remember.
I'll get the quote for you. Oh, we've skipped well past where my photo notes are at.
Look, this is just such a banger episode. Like, we started hot, and then it kept getting hotter, and we were like, whoa, we gotta turn on the aircon.
Can we talk a bit about Kempf and Mueller?
Kempf is like an arrogant...
Kempf is a classic Legend of the Galactic Heroes, arrogant old man who's going to get us all killed.
Yeah.
It's just that he's on the winning-ish side right now.
Yeah, he's at an advantage, and so he gets cocky, and he's like, well, maybe they'll call this the Kempf-Mueller corridor. Mueller is like...
Mueller's just trying to do his goddamn job.
Yeah, Mueller's like a young, wary, kind of like...
He's canny. He's over the course of these two episodes, making pretty much the right decision with the circumstances he's in at every turn, and then he's getting overruled by Mueller being like, no, I want to take all the credit.
Yep. So it's like I don't want to say it's like oh my god, what was I just thinking of? It's basically you've got one guy who's trying to lead the way and he's doing a bad job of it, and then the other guy who's like, he's going to take all the credit, isn't he? Well,
it's like a less toxic version of when Oberstein was working for the guy defending Iserlohn Fortress originally.
Yeah.
And he was like, Your Excellency, why don't we keep doing the smart thing? And the guy was like, no, glory for me!
The honor of it! Yeah. Come on!
But Nick, you were explaining what Merkatz's plan was. He was changing the position of the turrets in Iserlohn that float in the liquid metal exterior.
Yep. But they can't get around the other side because there's no more liquid metal all the way where they've blown a hole.
Blind spot.
So in that blind spot, I think they basically tried to push out ships, I think it was.
Yeah.
So they'll be forced to move away from that area. But
into the firing range of all the cannons and blah, blah, blah.
And then that will at least, push them away a bit.
Yeah.
And Merkatz is like, all right, don't try to go too far ahead because we are going to spring a slight trap on them. Mm-hmm. And basically, the ships that were just attacking continue to follow just a little bit at range. And then 2 more fleets come from top and bottom in space and trap them. So now they only have one direction they can possibly go, which is, back to where they came from, away from Iserlohn Fortress. And they're just getting shot up from all sides. Mueller's like, damn it. They played
Mueller does have a flashback for a moment, just of Kempf saying, Yang is a strange man.
And he's like,
that's the entirety of the flashback.
Yep.
That flashback ends and then he says, this is a trap.
Yep. And he realizes too late that after the 2 fleets start attacking, he's like, all right, we just got to get the fuck out of here. They start leaving, and we go back to Merkatz, who basically goes, let them leave. Always leave an escape route for them. You don't want to, trap them in too much. Otherwise, they'll fight back in no man's land kind of thing. So they start running away, and everyone's like, well done, Merkatz. For a man of treason, you sure are good at your job.
They also get a shot on the fleet with the Iserlohn Fortress, but doing a weird bank shot off the liquid metal somehow. I didn't really track that.
Yeah, no. So then I think they try to shoot Geiersberg Fortress again?
No, they...
or are shot by?
There's a scene where Kempf is like, well, Mueller, you done fucked it. Go sit at the rear of our forces and get your shit together.
Yeah. He was very fast from pure arrogance of, they'll name Iserlohn Fortress... my victory fortress. Yeah, all right. I've got the credit now.
He says, you fought well, but that's all. There was no gain. For now, draw back to the rear, understood? And Mueller's like, he wants to take all the credit for himself.
Yep. They want an update back at Fleet Command or wherever the fuck they...
Imperial HQ wants an update on the battle.
And basically, he's like, the fleet has the advantage. And that is all.
Yeah, his number 2 or whatever is like, don't you want to send any more detail?
How are we going? What's going on with us? And he's like,
nah, that's fine.
Is at an advantage.
That leads to a scene in the next episode where we have the one Reinhard scene of the whole episode where he's like, yeah, Kempf isn't giving us fucking anything. Send out Mittenmeyer and Ruhenthal to go sit on standby.
Yeah, I think both of them are even doesn't it seem weird that he'll think that we're taking his credit, and immediately Longram's like, nah, fuck him, hey. He's doing an idiot's job over
And then after they leave, Oberstein is like, well, I guess Kempf is a piece of shit after all. I shall take the blame for recommending him. And
Lowengram is like, well, no, I picked him.
I picked him and he's a piece of shit, so it's on me.
And both of them are like, no, I'm a piece of shit. So, yeah, they basically get told back at HQ, hey, the fleet's at an advantage, and then immediately Longram's like, Ruhenthal,
Mittenmeyer,
just go.
You guys are the only ones I can trust now that Kurgeis is dead.
Just fucking look. Can you just please?
And he's rubbing his precious Kurgeis amulet through the whole scene.
And
at the end of the first episode, before that scene, Mueller has a POW in his captivity, dying with fever, being like, this is all relayed to us secondhand. We don't see it, but. Yang Wenli is not in the fortress, and now I die.
And then he's like, wait, Yang Wenli's not in the fortress? But I thought Yang Wenli is in the... But is he not?
But what if it's a double bluff?
What if?
Quote, then Yang Wenli is an amazing man after all.
Truly a man. A magician. Yang the magician.
The battleship Hyperion was there, right? That's Yang's flagship. Yep.
Maybe he is there.
He's not there. Attack all
God.
forces.
So, yeah, next episode, he basically Mueller deduces that it's too obvious a ploy for a man as cunning as Yang to send a POW that would purposely be like, Yang is aboard the vessel, or maybe he's not aboard, I die.
Yeah.
And thus he thinks, wait, that means it's a big double bluff, which means Yang isn't aboard the vessel.
So Mueller wants to take all his ships and spread them out in the space sector to intercept the inevitable Yang reinforcements.
But he contacts Kempf.
Well, Kempf is like, hey, what the fuck are you doing with your ships?
Yeah, and he's like, I'm gonna catch Yang Wenli. And he's like, Yang's aboard the fortress, you fuck.
Get back into your position where you can't do anything.
Do you understand what I'm asking of you, Mueller? It's not that hard. I'm an old man. I'm not gonna get us killed, alright? This is an easy game. Easy war, easy plays. Get to your spot, or I'll kill you myself. End transmission, and Mueller just goes, this old man's gonna get us killed. I'm a young man. What if I turn into an old man? Oh no. So...
Death is inevitable.
So basically, Merkatz has done such a good job at this point of defending Eyes Alone. I think everyone aboard Eyes Alone Fortress just goes, so Merkatz, what's the play here? And he just keeps being in command.
I'm just going to keep perfectly commanding my ships. Sure wish I could have done this when I was working for Braunschweig.
Yeah, so I think he just stays in command for the rest of this episode or
Pretty
something?
much. Around halfway, I'm skipping through my photos here.
Because we're blasting through this episode.
Around halfway, we kind of switch more to Yang's point of view.
Yang deduces / mind reads everyone's good ideas as they're happening, where he's like,
if things drag out too long, Lohengram's going to send more reinforcements, which, in terms of the chronology of the episode, we've just seen him dispatch.
Yeah. So Yang is basically play by play going like, so this would have to happen, then this would have to happen. And at one point...
If it were me, I would just 9/11 one fortress into the other, he says.
Yeah, so someone is like, Lohengram is talking with Oberstein about how the whole thing's being dealt with. And Lohengram's like, well, Kempf is a bit of an idiot, isn't he? Because what he should have done from the start...
is just crash one fortress into the other and destroy them both. Yeah, and we can just send a new one out there.
We don't need
We know how to move them now.
We don't need to control the corridor. We just need to...
We don't need to control the fortress. We just need to control the corridor.
And to do that, we can just send in another fortress later.
Yeah.
Then cut to Yang saying, I would have just taken one and just rammed
into the other.
And then you would just send in another. And it would just be done, right? Easy peasy.
And then
it's just...
As we get to at the very end of the episode, Kempf is like, I've just had a brilliant idea. But we'll get to that when we get to it.
So Yang hasn't quite arrived yet, but Kempf has this brilliant play, which is, all right, go round the back. And preamble to this, Yang is already talking about every possible move that Kempf and Mueller could do. And he's like, move number 1, send out a fleet and take advantage of the time delay. Move number 2, surrender. Move number 3, ram into Eyes Alone Fortress of the Guard, and so on and so on.
Yeah.
But the one that Mueller picks is...
No, hang on, that scene. So Yang is talking to some faceless command staff. I assume they are the various militias and such.
Yeah.
And, he finishes laying out those options and was like, if it were me, I would pick the one where they just surrender and go home.
Yeah.
And then he looked out the window all serious while everyone is like, good joke, Commander.
And
it's like...
Him and Greenhill are like, ooh.
You know when your boss makes a joke and everyone laughs at it even though it's not funny?
You may have to stay late today to get that report done, eh? All right, get it done. And then you look out the window and go...
everyone else is laughing.
Yeah, you're just there going, I might have to...
It's the opposite of that, because Yang is the one who's not making a joke, but they all act like he is.
Yeah, maybe he's like, we got 2 options. We could delay it for 2 weeks and then come back with a well-formed plan, or we could do it tonight until, it's probably going to take 4 hours to get done. I might miss my the birth of my child.
Kids. Birth and death of my kids.
But we could get it done, right, guys? That'd be great. And they're like, yeah, we could get it done. Look out the window. My child. My beautiful child, Geisberg Fortress. That's his name. Geisberg Fortress Ballantyne.
Good name. Named after the bravest man I know.
My second cousin, twice removed, Geisberg Fortress.
Nick.
Yes.
There's a scene where...
In Fazanland.
Yep.
The happiest place.
That's what I said. You saw my joke.
Yes! I'm learning to podcast.
Rupert Kesselink, the Fazan guy,
Yep.
who's not Adrian Rubinsky,
Yep.
he's talking with the diplomat from the Alliance he pressured a few episodes ago to do the inquiry.
This guy was budget shit noble guy from the Empire. No, he's got the same haircut.
Yeah, oh yeah, Player 2 Oberstein.
Yeah. Where he's just like orange hair, green suit, absolute shithead.
Yeah.
We hate him.
No, you're thinking of the guy who looks like Flegel.
I am thinking of the guy
It's
that
not
looks
that
like
guy.
Okay.
Kesselink is the guy who recruited that guy. And some other people that we've yet to see do anything.
You're right. You're absolutely right.
No, Kesselink was the one a few episodes ago who, as is the very subject of this conversation, went to the Alliance diplomat to Fazan and was like, hey, what if we called in all your debts right now unless you put Yang on a stupid kangaroo court?
Wouldn't that be real bad for you? Wouldn't it be so bad if we crushed your economy?
And this episode, the Alliance diplomat is like, you made us put Yang on an inquiry, and then the Empire attacked Fazan. It's almost like you wanted this to happen. And Kesselink is like, I just said that you could do an inquiry. It's not like I made you. It's just a suggestion, and you have the right to object. You didn't, bitch.
This is like someone being like, oh, well, you're trapped in this chair right now.
Yeah.
And to get out, you could gnaw off your own hand.
I'm not making you stay in the chair, even though I tied you to it.
Like, look, you're bound up, but like if you ate your hand,
You always have choices.
You in theory, you don't have to do it.
You can choose to cut off your pinky with the scissors or with the butcher's knife.
You're chained up in this torture device, constantly taking stab wounds in the back. But, you're the one that's leaning into those big spikes every time, right?
I was doing a heavy rain thing.
Oh, did you ever get the bit?
Never played it, just watched a couple of playthroughs of it.
Yeah, we did a
I'm not
playthrough.
Play a David Cage game.
Well, see, we played it with mutual friend of the podcast, Kieran. We played it as a group, and we were like, we got up to the bit where you have to chop off your pinky or like a finger of some kind. And we got up to that bit and went, wait, why are there scissors as an option? And we were like, can we use it? And he like refuses unless you take like 4 swigs of whiskey. And when you do it, because they're really shit scissors.
Oh, I don't want to hear this, do I?
You just have to keep like banging on the desk to get it done. And we were like, why did they put this here?
You made that choice, Nick.
No, but hang on a fucking minute. That's the thesis, isn't it? It's like, well, you could have picked the butcher's
Wow,
knife.
I guess he truly is an auteur. I guess all those scenes of women in like white singlets getting sexually assaulted were worth it.
The women.
They're in like every one of his games.
Oh, okay. You know what? It doesn't surprise me.
Yang's little fleet has been spotted by 50 enemy ships.
Oh, so the whole plan that's going on, right? Kempf is going to go behind Geisberg Fortress with the fleet, right? Thus blocking off the only escape route that the fighters have from Iserlohn Fortress. Mm-hmm. Then, when they retreat back into the fortress, at the exact moment they're like, okay, we have to wait until
they're
Yang
committed
arrives.
to their retreat.
Yep, because they can't immediately just turn around and go back. They're going to go back into the fortress, stay just a little while. If they wait too long, they'll be able to regroup, refuel, and do everything they need.
Yep.
And the reason why that's important is because Kempf's fleet, the evil Empire fleet, is going to turn around right at the moment that Yang arrives.
Okay, so let's simplify it.
Yeah.
Kemp's fleet wants to drive the Iserlohn fleet back into park mode.
Yep.
Then go and destroy Yang's fleet, then come back and finish the fortress.
Exactly.
And so there's a moment where Mueller's like, look, it's a good plan, but it's very time sensitive. Can I suggest a couple of changes? And then those changes are off screen, and I don't think really amounted to anything.
No, I think Kempf just ignores them fully anyway.
It sounded like he was receptive. But it seemed to just go down exactly like Kemp describes.
Well, I think Mueller was basically just going, one misstep and we're all dead. And Kempf went, yep, but it won't be a problem.
He says, you have a point. I'll make one modification to the plan. And then we don't see what that modification is. So, under heist rules, we assume that because that is not explained, it'll be revealed at a dramatic point where it significantly changes the course of battle. Yeah. But then that just doesn't happen.
Nothing happened. Turns out, war is complicated.
So Merkatz's counter plan, which he gets, basically Julian is bringing coffee to Walter Schenkop of the Rosenritter.
Yep.
And Schenkop is like, what would you do? And Julian's like, well, I'm Yang Jr., so I would do the perfect thing.
Yep.
The plan is to let them try and drive you back into the fortress, but just hide just below the liquid metal, so that when they go and attack Yang's fleet, you can immediately chase them and get them in a pincer maneuver.
Exactly. And you'll never believe what they're about to do.
They do that.
So, as Yang arrives, turns out Mercat's entire fleet has been following them the whole time.
Yep.
Mercat's has Yulian on board as well, because Yulian is such an outstanding tactician.
Wow, everything's coming up Yulian. Everyone loves Yulian.
So, the pincer maneuver starts off with Yang being like, all right, we've got them on both sides, this is great.
So Yang takes some hits.
Yep.
There is a moment where he's sitting on his desk, as he does.
Yep.
Real slouchy style.
Yep.
The ship is rocked and he has flown backwards, luckily into his soft chair that he would otherwise be sitting in.
And he kind of goes like, Green Hill, Formation D.
And Green Hill's like, Formation D?
And they go into Formation D.
Which is they form like a big ring. They split their like central fleet cluster into a big ring that the enemy fleet could pass through and does.
Yep. That means they can shoot them from every side.
Yeah, and as it comes to be exposited on, because the Isolone corridor is a narrow, navigable portion of space, they basically formed their ring around the Rosie, a pocket full of posies.
Makes sense, yeah.
They have formed their ring around the usable corridor of space, so they can't be outflanked.
Yes, it's ingenious.
I guess.
Supposedly. So then
Kempf tries to push on through
to get through Alliance space.
We'll at least get a corridor break, whatever that means.
Yep.
Whatever the point of that is.
Yep. So then Yang just goes,
Formation
no.
E, and like the space, the abstract graphic space map of his fleet, like just closes around the pixels representing Kemp's fleet like a grasping hand in a moment of powerful symbolism.
As if the plan is not going to work. So Kempf immediately is like, that damn Yang Wenli.
And meanwhile, Mercat's is providing pressure from the rear. There was a moment before all this started happening where Yang is effortlessly deducing what everyone else is doing once again, sitting, watching the approaching fleet, being like, I sure hope Mercat's does what I think he's going to do, or we're fucked. Or Yulian. No, I never wanted Yulian to be a soldier. But what if I trained him to be one too well? Alas, I've really ruined that boy. I guess I, Yang Wenli, am a soldier after all, even though I never wanted to be one. I guess I'm just a monster like the rest of them. And now I die.
And he dies. No, he doesn't die.
I made up the last half of that.
Yang absolutely fucks up this whole fleet.
Yep. And then,
Kempf,
as I alluded to earlier, Kempf is like, I've just had a brilliant idea.
So I think they start retreating?
They start retreating and they let them go.
Yep.
Yang tells everyone, hey, let them get back.
And he gets a message from some random like fleet guy who's like, they're getting away. We have to kill them.
Yeah. And he's like, no, let them go.
I have a plan. This is fine.
He's like, you're too naive, Yang.
So then back on Geisberg Fortress, Kempf is like, all right, guys.
Or back like behind Geisberg or whatever.
Yeah. And he's like, guys,
We're gonna 9/11 it.
So we're going to drive Geisberg into Isolone Fortress.
A brilliant strategy that only I could think of in this moment.
And Yang is like, it's too late.
It's too late.
He's
a fucking rube.
So the reason why it's too late and he's a fucking rube is because, A, Yang is here with all these reinforcements, which means...
They've fully deployed the defensive fleet as well.
Yep, which means that they have the full firepower to use here.
So everyone on the Alliance side, the ships, the fortress, the fortress main gun, the fortress supplementary guns, Yang's fleet, Mercatz's fleet, they all concentrate their fire on one engine that's been one of the conventional engines that's been attached to Geisberg Fortress.
Yes, which means B, because it's off kilter, it just misses.
Yeah, it misses Isolone, and Kemp's fleet is like sucked into its gravity well and destroyed, and ships are hitting ships, and the ones that Mueller gets a bit of a retreat in.
And then the Mjolnir cannon, C.
There's the Thor's hammer cannon on Isolone, and the Vulture's claw on
Geisberg.
Just giving things like metal as hell names. I love it.
So all of the firepower basically...
Fire the Zeus engine!
Is it just some kind of mythological thing or anatomical...
Like a vulture.
Yeah, or some anatomical thing.
It's just something that sounds cool. That's the only criteria.
The Hermes boot. No,
you really lost it there.
The Hermes rapier.
Gauntlet.
Yes. Okay. Yes, fire.
The Raven's beak.
The armadillo's No, that's an armor thing.
Fire, Edgar Allan Poe's Telltale Heart. Magician's Red.
Fire!
The Silver Chariot.
Fire!
The Space Ripper Stingy Eyes.
Fire! The cool, clear, cybernetic eyes.
Fire, the Adrian Rubinsky's Fist.
Fire! Kirk Eyes' kindness.
What would Kirkgeist do? Fire the main cannon.
Fire! The Sylph.
No.
The Sylph is... Fire the...
She
Wait,
left the show.
That's right. And now...
Now she's a gun.
But that means she was already fired. No, that was a VA. Get the... No.
Fire Megatron.
Fire in the hills. Fire in my heart. Fire everywhere. And not a
drop to
fortress
drink.
Yeah.
Not a drop of liquid metal
Metal,
to protect you from it.
Yeah. Notably, the liquid metal does fuck up a few ships. So
Yes.
if you drank it... Ooh.
But it is liquid.
Is
And
it mercury?
all liquids are drinkable.
Would you... Hang on. Let's just go back to... Liam, would you drink liquid metal?
I'd say you can. Not that you should. It's drinkable.
Liam,
liquid.
Liam, you can drink whatever metal you want to drink, you know? We're not forcing
It
you.
might kill you.
I'm very
not
facade
forcing
right.
you to
Listen,
drink the
you can
liquid
do
metal.
whatever you want. You can drink the metal. You cannot drink the metal, you know. But if you don't drink the metal, you know...
Kemp's ship is getting sucked into the gravity well. All hands, start drinking the liquid metal.
The nanobots will infuse with your bones. So in the chaos... Kempf is mortally wounded.
Chaos is power enriched by the heart.
Chaos control.
Chaos is a ladder.
I want to kill Chaos.
I've got to kill Chaos. Chaos is heresy.
Chaos is all.
Chows are little blue guys.
Chow's are chaos without the O. Without the...
Yeah, except for when it's pluralized, in which case it's identical.
Wait, hang on, wait. No, wait, they're the same word.
And kind of the same creature-ish.
Oh my god. My mind is actually being blown. How did I never realize they're spelt the same? It's been fucking 20 years. 20 years I've had time to be like, Chaos and Chows. Same spelling.
The only thing I care about is killing chows.
Every single thing where they mention everything in 40k is now
I
Chows.
was doing
Oh, Final
Jack.
Fantasy. Yeah.
Jack
But like-
Garland. That's bullshit. Chows need to die.
But I'm just saying, everything in 40k would just be like, Chows.
I think chows are just a metaphor.
Chows infest everything. Always be on the lookout for chows. Just everything to do with chaos in any form media.
The four gods of chows.
You've got Nurgle, who is now just a beanie baby, like a big fat beanie baby kind of thing.
You got Oma Chow.
You've got...
You got that chow that Cream the Rabbit hangs out with.
Cream the Rabbit?
What
What
a
the
name.
fuck?
You know
Ugh.
Cream the Rabbit?
No, but that's like weird breeding analogies. Ugh,
That's
I
her
don't
name.
like that.
She's in Sonic Heroes. You've played that.
Her name is Cream?
Yeah.
Oh, I just knew her as the
She's
rabbit.
like 6 years old.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
That's too young to be going on robot fighting adventures.
Yeah, it is. Well, not in that world. I mean, how old is Tails?
Oh, I guess he's like 8 or something.
Or
I think
Miles
it varies
per hour.
from
Yeah.
continuity to continuity.
Yeah, how old is Sonic?
I think it varies from continuity to
Oh,
continuity.
he's like 37 now. He's
Yeah,
getting on.
Sonic's middle-aged.
Yeah, he just comes out, he's all like, you know, after all these years of fighting Tails, I don't know if I'm...
Step it up! I'm too slow!
It's like we get like a long thing of Sonic handing over to the next generation of like the next Sonic, whoever it is, and he's just there being like, you have to step it up, kid, alright? The world needs good people. He's like, I am stepping it up. It's like, no, you don't understand.
Hey, Egghead! How long are we gonna keep doing this for?
Shut up, Eggman, alright? Shut up. I'm just teaching my boy.
I just want to kill Chaos. The enemy from Sonic Adventure DX.
It's just... The robot is all rusted, and he's all like...
And he puts
"Please."
on his earpods and Open Your Heart, the song that plays when you fight the Chaos boss battle
Oh,
plays.
God. Oh, God, I hate it. And it's all Chows now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Except for Chaos, which is
Except,
Chaos.
yeah. But he's more Chow than man now.
Sonic?
Yeah. He's been overtaken
When
by
are they going to
Chow.
give Sonic a robot arm?
I thought they did give him a weird arm in one of the games, didn't they?
They made him a hedgehog, a
Oh, werewolf. No, I'm thinking werewolf because he has a big arm.
Yeah, he gets Donkey Kong powers.
Yeah.
He has no style or no grace when he's a werewolf.
he'll eat your face. I don't know. Maybe they'll give it to him in the next one. They'll do a Devil May Cry 4 and give him a demon arm.
That was pretty cool.
That lets him, bring enemies closer.
Oh, I haven't played 4. I've only played 5.
It's the same
Nero
arm, yeah.
has a robot arm
Yeah.
that he can put different attachments in. Is that the same arm?
Yeah, more or less,
But,
yeah.
like, is it literally the same arm? Or does he lose that arm in 4 and now he's got
No.
robot
So
bits?
in 4 he has the arm, and then in 5 V comes along and is all like, "Give me that arm." So he chops it off.
because the arm is like part of Virgil or some shit.
Indeed. Spoilers: V is Virgil.
It doesn't matter.
Who would have seen it fucking coming? With a name like V and an edgelord like Virgil. So Virgil's all like, "Give me the arm, I need power," and then he comes back as V because he's dead. And then
But he excised his humanity or something, and then was just enough of that to form like an emo guy.
yeah, kind of, yeah. Basically, he's like, "Hey, that demon arm is enough for me to come back not as dead Virgil, but as V." And then V's all like, "Oh, I'm cool." And everyone's like, "Where's Virgil?
Yeah,
Just put Virgil in the game."
I mean they did.
And then they did. And it was like, "Oh, good. Well, problem solved." And now Virgil's back.
I liked Nero. That's the only one of those games I've played, but I like Nero.
Nero's fine. He's serviceable.
He's got good moves.
I mean, he's got good moves.
Blow up the arm to do an extra big attack.
But not as good as Dante. But Dante's also allowed to have fun, so there's that. So Kemph...
No, shut up. We're not doing that yet.
Yeah.
So Dante
Yeah.
is Sonic the Hedgehog.
Okay.
Nero is Shadow?
No, Virgil is Shadow.
Sorry, that's what I meant. Yep,
Yeah,
Virgil
Virgil
is
is
Shadow.
Shadow, yeah.
Nero is... There's not really a Sonic Jr., is there?
Probably Tails.
I guess. Yeah.
Closest there is.
So V must be...
Big
the cat.
No, Big the cat is V's pet panther cat thing. Because V controls animals. So he has like a raven that goes and pokes dudes. Then he has a big cat or something.
Okay, if Yang Wen Li is Sonic the Hedgehog,
Yeah, I'm with you.
Reinhard von Lohengram
Is
is...
Eggman?
Yeah, I guess.
Because he's...
Doesn't really track, does it?
No.
Oh, I know. It's Mario and Sonic at the Olympic Games. Yang Wen Li is Mario.
Yep.
Sonic is Reinhard von Lohengram.
Yep,
Kirkus
because-
is Knuckles.
Oh, fuck, yeah. Okay,
Because they're
got the
red.
hair. Yeah.
And Big the Cat is Big the Cat.
Of course. It all works out. Who's Green Hill?
Which Green Hill?
Green Hill Senior would be Knuckles, because betrays and then becomes friends,
And
but
Tails.
and then Tails. Yeah. You're absolutely right. Because they want to be in a... But they can't
They
ever
want to
be
be in a polyamorous relationship.
Yeah, exactly, but they
with
never
Big
could
the
be.
Cat.
So Kemph
If
is...
my understanding of fan fiction is accurate.
Oh, God. So Kemph is mortally wounded. And
Yeah.
he's all like, oh...
He looks down at his gut and is a big, he looks down at his hand, which is clutching his gut, and the blood is coming through, and he's like, well, I'm dying.
This
I
is
need
it for
to
me.
kill myself now.
And the other guys are like, you can't be dying. You were never going to get us killed. And he's like, I did. Send me a memo notepad so I can write down my last words to Mueller.
Mueller is on his ship, and he is thrown 10 meters in the air and lands on his back.
Yep.
And he's like, I'm fine.
My ribs are broken, but get the doctor to heal me
Yeah,
here.
so what does he say? He lands on his back, and he's like, he immediately says, how long will it take for me to heal? And they say, sir, you're immortal.
Yeah.
I would love that they meant that literally.
Well, I think they kind of do.
Sir, you're a perpetual from the Warhammer 40k property.
So the doctor comes over and he's like, it's going to take 3 months for these ribs to heal up. And he's all like, get me the Vox.
Give me medicine here.
And he's all like, what? No, we couldn't possibly. Basically,
Remember how in the first episode of this show, it was like, it's really rare in war now that people take injuries and need treatment and don't just outright die.
But they have a doctor. So this is madness. So he's wounded, they retreat.
He sounds the full retreat.
Yep.
Then some time passes and he's in the medical bay. And they bring him Kemp's last words where he's like, tell Mueller, I'm sorry. I'm a foolish old man who got us all killed.
And Mueller's like, get me the Vox.
I swear revenge on Yang Wen Li. Maybe not today. Maybe not tomorrow. But someday.
And he just says to everyone, hey, I'm going to kill Yang Wen
And
Li.
he says, hey everyone, we're going home. Good work. We're not dying today.
And everyone's in bandages and they're all wounded. And he's like, we're going okay. We're all right.
Yep, we got our shit kicked in, but we're going home.
So they go home.
Yep.
Yang comes onto the ship, onto the fortress.
Yep.
And immediately they're like, oh, some dudes just went to catch up with the stragglers so they could kill him. And he's like,
Those
oh,
fucking idiots.
God damn it. All right, back to work.
Do I have to do everything around
He's like,
here?
all right, get these guys to come home. Get another fleet to order them back.
Yeah.
Come on, do this.
And there is a whole thing where it's like, Yulian sure is a special boy, Yang. We all would have died without him.
And he's like, get the guys back. Stop telling me about Julian. I need to deal with him later.
Yep.
And that's the end of the
That's
episode, I
the
think.
end of the episode.
Oh my god.
Highlights and lowlights.
My highlight would have to be Julian becoming Yang on the ship of the Isolone Fortress. Just because everyone's like, whoa, he's really good at being Yang. And it's like, yep, he's Yang.
He sure is Yang.
So he's Yang now.
My highlight, I thought it was really imaginative when they did the gravity attack strategy, where they got the liquid metal to do moon shit.
Yeah. I honestly didn't even think about that.
No.
I was like, oh yeah, they are basically the sizes of moons.
It felt like a realistic space battle strategy that didn't require a degree in physics to understand the narrative implications of.
It's like liquid metal, high tide, gravity. Cool, you're up to speed.
Yep.
And you're like, oh yeah.
Create weak point in bigger fortress.
Yeah. Low light.
Low light.
Hey, Julian, you know in 10 years' time she'll be 18.
Yeah, that was pretty bad.
That's fucking weird. Like, what?
You should start thinking about her as a potential spouse now.
It's just like, what? For so many reasons. Like, yeah, she's really young, but in 10 years they're thinking of marrying her to you. I'm like, okay, so arranged marriage is still a thing? Weird. In 10 years...
Not such a free planets alliance after all.
Yeah, it's like 10 years' time, will they even want her to be married to him? Like I can't even think
Between
a year
that
in the future.
and Mittenmeyer's weird distant relative come to stay
Oh,
situation.
so weird.
What's going on? And of course Reinhardt and the Sylph.
Reinhardt and the Sylph. I mean, that's over there. That's not a free
Kirk
planet
Ice is gone now, so that relationship has collapsed.
Yeah. Alas.
My lowlight... Hey, what the fuck was up with dispatching Mittenmeyer and Ruenthal?
Ah, the Sylph. Oh, that's probably going to come up next episode.
Maybe.
Who knows?
I guess they're on their way and Yang's going to that area of space.
Yeah, they just need more reinforcements. Right? And then they'll win.
I guess all it really added in this one was it preemptively proved Yang correct. It's like reinforcements are probably on their way.
Yeah. I do wonder, because... So if Yang is now there...
The magician.
Like, are Mittenmeyer and Ruenthal going to show up and be like, wait, where's Kempf? Or are they just going to be like, we're here, how do we take back guys?
They even had a scene where it was like, I didn't really understand why we're being dispatched. If he's winning, it's not going to do anything if we arrive.
Yep.
If it's a stalemate, we're not really going to make a big difference.
Yeah.
Because of the fortresses and all.
Yep.
And if he's losing,
We're
he's
just going to
lost.
die. Like, that's it. Yeah. So maybe they'll arrive and be like, well, this was a fucking waste of time.
I guess my guess would be maybe they destroy the couple of ships that are chasing into Imperial space, and then they use that incursion as more justification for a
bigger incursion or something. Yeah, maybe it's too late for Yang to get those ships to come back.
Yang's dream of peace will forever elude him.
Poor Yang.
So Nick,
Yes.
we'll find out a lot of things next time, I'm sure. And what might those things be? Why Yang is trying to get those ships back, but he might not. What will happen next time on Legend of Galactic Heroes in the episode entitled
Go on.
Determination and Ambition.
Ooh.
And the subsequent episode, Thunder.
Just thunder?
Thunder.
Oh, determination and ambition sounds like Mittenmeyer and Ruenthal.
Sure.
Like, it just sounds like those two dudes. And it's like Mittenmeyer
The determined.
and Ruenthal, the ambitious. I think you're onto something in that they'll probably just attack the ships that are following.
Yep.
And then maybe they'll try to take Geisberg and be like, what are you doing? Like, we could clearly press on the attack if we just ram the fortress in. So just ram the fortress in. Like, you know, even if they shoot off one of the navigation things, just readjust and realign, and you'll be fine.
It's that easy.
Yeah, you'll live. You'll totally live.
You'll definitely live.
Like, we're here to help, and then they just run away. But yeah, maybe.
Yeah, I'm actually really like. I guess it makes sense in terms of the drawing Yang away and having him have to return to save the day narrative structure of this particular arc. But I don't really understand what next steps are in the broader galactic conflict, given that as long as the
Alone
Alliance
Fortress.
controls
Yeah.
Eyes Alone, the expansionist empire can't really get at them.
What if there's something to do with the Fazan Dominion?
What if Fazan is just like, well, you've got free passage for military ships through our space now?
No, see, I reckon what'll happen is that Fazan will make some kind of play because they realized, okay, that whole Isolone Fortress thing didn't work out. What if we make a play, like with ships or something, somewhere, so that we can secure more of our borders for the Earth cult? Maybe. Or
Well, it's
something,
tricky because
but I don't know.
technically the Empire is the only state that's not technically controlled by the Earth cult right now.
Yeah.
Or at least Earth cult sympathizers.
Yeah. Maybe there's going to be some kind of thing with not a coup in the Empire, but maybe some kind of like borderline mutiny revolution.
Oh, I'm
whispering.
thinking the opposite. I'm thinking
Oh.
in capitalizing on the political changes that we've explored in the Alliance. Maybe Trunicht is going to go full mask off Earth cultster.
Oh
Further
god.
isolating Yang from the polity he's meant to protect, driving him into the arms of the Empire even, who knows?
Who knows? Well, I mean, he won't go to the Empire. He'll
not?
make his own dictatorship over here. But I mean, I don't think there's going to be anything where like Yang declares, "Hey, I'm abandoning the FPA. I'm going to make my own military."
People keep talking about Yang the dictator. Fazan
Yeah.
wants to make that happen.
Yeah. So maybe there's going to be more stuff happening that makes Yang go, you know what? Maybe
like
secede.
Dusty Attenborough in that future image, we'll all become... We'll found...
space pirates.
Yeah, we'll found a sort of outer heaven that us loyal Free Planet soldiers can...
Yeah, liquid dogs, you know?
Yeah, liquid dogs.
Yeah, because liquid metal.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Magic dogs.
Magic dogs. Sparkly woofsters. I don't know. It's a difficult one because I'm not actually sure where to go from here.
No.
Like, the stalemate has proven itself a stalemate, you know? And they did the inquiry, but didn't work out because Yang's a magician.
Will there be more of that bullshit? Who knows?
Who knows?
Will he ever get to resign?
Ooh, no.
I hope that there's a little arc where he resigns and we get like a couple episodes of civilian Yang just doing some bullshit, but then shit goes bad and unfortunately he has to get called back in.
Yikes. That'd be real bad. That'd be real
But it would
bad.
be good for a little while.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, we'll find out all that and more next time. Of course, we'll keep an eye out for more JoJo news as we approach JoJo Day or whatever it's called. April.
Sweet JoJo's Day.
But until then, to be
Be
continued.
continued.